15-minute range is quite tight. Yo! Whoa! Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from, little homie? Where did that come from, little guy? That was quick. Just started the YouTube stream. 5676 or 66 5667 here. So we've confirmed the lower low on the S&P, and now we finally have it on the Nasdaq. So things are starting to come along here. We have bearish flow on the Nasdaq, and this is the beautiful thing about non-farm, baby, is that it always gives it back. Just it's a matter of timing. It's coming on down. I don't know what the crap that was, but obviously they are selling into this stuff here. So y'all know the rule. Y'all know the rule. Beautiful. Heck yeah. 56.66 and falling. We're already down 34 points and falling, taking out the prior lows. Target non-farm payroll low, I promise you. Target the non-farm payroll low. Actually, I won't say I promise you. Just risk mitigation, all that crap, whatever. Non-farm payroll low. That's a big word here. Yeah, it is. It is. In trading, it's a big word. $56.70. Deeper and deeper. 56.46. AFIR. Yes, 56.47. Yep, AFIR. Same thing. Bottom wicking off of this. Can they close out of the prior low on the 15-minute? That's what we need. Oh, good. The sound's better now. Excellent. Glad to hear. Still holding. Microsoft's still pushing highs. What's Apple doing right now? Apple is down but bottom wicking after getting smoked yesterday after some good posting but bad forward-looking guidance. Amazon dumped but has recovered all of their sell. ES is still holding 56.74. They are selling the crap out of calls. They're not buying calls at all, which doesn't mean much until we start getting into the billions. So we'll see what happens. It's quite light activity here. Quite light activity. Microsoft was still pushing highs. It is. XLF is falling. A lot of the X's are still showing a lot of pressure too. Microsoft is launching. Nvidia is falling. Meta's starting to put on a bottom, but Microsoft is the only one freaking launching. Just took out their weekly high too. Warren Buffett is the only top 10 billionaire with a net worth gain in 2025. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Thank you. We have 437 million of sold calls notional. Volume profile is quitting on you every time you switch screens. Yeah. Which one is it? LuxAlgo? That's why I had to stop using LuxAlgo, because it kept doing that to me. Right now, anything below the 30-minute volume profile, the POCs and nodes are way lower. Way lower. So there's no POC activity up here unless you start getting into the higher time frames. Like the 240-minute. ES is still falling. I'm telling you, if the sellers can defend that little bottom wick, then we will touch non-farm payroll low. You just have to be patient. Set your stops. Manos Erebus, baby. This is one of those things, man. It pays to have a good memory of what non-farm usually does. Non-farm loves to rally in pre-market and dump in the session. It loves to do it. It doesn't do it every time, but it's consistent enough where you have to pay mind to it. Yeah. Buffett's awesome at scalping. He's the scalping king. In fact, I'm pretty sure he runs Patrick Whalen's account. Is there a reason for that? Anything particular about this data? No, it's just liquidity. Data is all. It's just another name for liquidity induction. So they just shake up the market. It just so happens on non-farm it loves to reverse. It loves to reverse. But they are still top wicket on the 5. The 15 still pressing lower. I guess because it's pre-market. I'm sure that has a good good reason why. Yep. All right. About to post the first 30-minute chart here. Five-minute chart. Very wiki. Not a lot of momentum. Very similar open to yesterday before we made a move. Do we have a volume influx on the 1? We do. So we do have a supportive bottom wick here. We have a volume influx with a bottom wick in this area. Remember, the color doesn't matter. So, yeah. Here's the 10 o'clock candle coming up in 3, 2, 1. 10 o'clock. No movement. Very weak data, 2-star event. On the 5, we have Doji, Doji, Doji. Very boring stuff. Anybody have any fun weekend plans? Doing anything fun? Stream's delayed. Golfing as usual? Nice. I'd love to get back into golf. Going to an MMA event tomorrow. Nice. Very cool. On the way to Latvia. Rufus Du Sol concert tomorrow. Kids, sports, and parties. Or in orienteering and rock climbing. Beautiful. I'm going south for a disc golf tournament. Nice, Kyle. Disc golf is pretty fun. It's pretty fun. House hunting in a market with no inventory. I feel you. I feel you. That's why I made his own inventory. Man, I haven't bought a house in a long time. Too pricey. Too pricey. Still holding 56.77. Not a lot going on here. The buyers better start taking out that 56.80 mark. You see the support resistance from the 15-minute range? Right here. Bottom wick, top wick, top wick. The buyers have to take out this level. Otherwise, they're going to fail. Can they hold it? So far, they're doing a good job. I'll have to look them up. Never heard of them. 56.83. Softball practice season starts. It starts? Man, our softball season's about to end. We have like 1 week left and it's over. Yeah, they start in early March for us. Baseball season starts here in May. Yeah, if we don't start till May, it'll be too hot. By the time July comes, like it's 100 degrees out. It's terrible. Going green. Just took out the prior high, so all the way back up. It's funny to listen to other people around the world doing that stuff. Think that things that you think is just common is completely not common in other places. If you want to check out Rufus, yeah, I'll definitely check him out. Yeah. 56.87. So there's that high volume bottom wick on the VPA. You saw the volume come in right there. Bottom wick leading to higher. What do I think about Palantir? I don't look at it anymore. I mean, it's a crazy name. I divested from them. They're launching. But I don't really track it anymore. It's crazy. All right, so the 15-minute close, it's the yellow lines. That's a prior session high. I take that out. I don't need that. There we go. Blue is beginning of the 30. High volume VP on the 5. Yeah. Yep. Here's another top wick. If they fail this, down we go. Where'd you find that indicator on TV? If you look right here, the Daily Levels Suite Market Breadth by Mick, that's me. It gets 100 degrees in Alaska. Yeah, it does. I live in a very special part of Alaska, very south of Alaska. Global warming has hit us hard. Al Gore was right. Man, bear, pig. He was super serial. What's my address? 578 Moose Knuckle Drive. Sitka, Alaska. Good old Moose Knuckle, man. It's a great street. It's a great street. A very family-oriented street. Another top wick here. They keep on top wicking this into this 5685 mark. Let me look at the hero here. Man, they are selling some major calls here. What are they doing? 650 million of sold calls? It's weird. Check out UNH. Man, what's going on with UNH? Good gosh. They're getting wrecked. It's probably, oh, this is JFK right here, baby. Man, they're down almost 40% after not moving for years. Man, RFK is killing them. I guess that's what happens when you stop poisoning people. As of 2025, couldn't get worse. They delayed GTA to 2026. They're never going to release this game. Yeah, but in all fairness, they have to make a game good enough that'll last 15 years. I mean, people are still playing GTA 5 like it just came out. Although people don't play the campaign. There are kids playing that game, and they don't play the campaign. They just play the online, which is terrible. Like, do you know what you're missing? Missing out on the campaigns of these games? Eli Lilly's getting killed? Yeah, they were in the top 10 of the S&P at one point. LLY. Coming back up, 5685. Are those called zeros? Yes, they are, AD. Yes, they are. I'm also sick of buying unfinished games for $70 and waiting a year for it to be finished. Yeah. Heck, I'm sick of having to have internet in order to play a video game. That's why once the world ends and all you've got is a generator, like the Super Nintendo is going to be the best system out there. You don't need internet. Nintendo 64, heck yeah. Trump's fiscal 2026 budget would decrease the spending by 13%. I love it. Climbing back up here, 5687. I'll be playing Black Ops 1 against bots when that day comes. Kinder Toten, man. Can't beat Kinder Toten. 566 million of sold calls. But they're selling puts here too. Here, look at this. Let me show you. See that green line? That is calls. Which means since it's dropping like a rock, they are selling the crap out of calls. And the blue line going up means they're selling puts. Which is a very neutral market. The positive delta from puts, the negative delta from calls, puts us in a negative notional here, or a neutral notional. Is that for real Doge stimulus? I wouldn't say it's a possibility. They put it out there, but I think it was just a talking point. I think it's a terrible idea. Terrible idea. The 5687 of the top wick. So they're still riding the trend line, baby. Can we break the trend line? Going back to April 2023. Doge expands presence at the SEC. Uh-oh. I'm going to get an email saying, what have you accomplished today? OM. Dang it. Come on, baby. I need to pay for my OMOF. I thought I gave you. I thought I gave you lifetime access for free. Yeah, my bad. Yesterday was the first red candle close since April 21st. It's been nothing but green. Right here. Am I into crypto? I am not into crypto. Negative. Negative. Another top wick here off the value high. You got me. Nice, Cooley. Gotta have a little fun. The only thing actionable right here so far was the morning breakdown with the morning low, or for the chase the non-farm, and then the 5-minute VPA bottom wick long. So, not crazy amount of movement here, but there's some stuff you can hack up. Oh man. Bottom wick on the 5, still going. Hello, Clarice. Guess what ripped Apple? Love it. Yep, I did. Coming up to the high of the day, tapping on it now, and then of course pre-market high. Very slow stuff. Family oriented, give me a laugh. Love it. I love it. Wonder if we reject 5,700 again? I don't know. Only 6% away from all-time highs. $62. The biggest bottom wick on the monthly I've ever seen. So if that ain't bullish, I don't know what is. Just want to make sure I understand this right. If the put premium on puts is positive, that's buying. Correct. Well, no. If the this is delta notional. So if the puts are in the positive area, that means they're shorting puts. And opposite if they're on the call side. Because puts are a negative delta product. When you buy a put, you have a negative delta exposure. When you short a put, you have a positive delta exposure. Looking to take a payout of my personal account this weekend just because of my recent success. I need to reward myself. Love it. Do it. Highly recommend it. Man, this thing is going. We're going for a 50-point recovery. 5,700 test. After that, we'll touch all that liquidity up high into the 5,700, 5,705, 5,710. This is day, what, like 15 of just straight grindy up price action. The fall will be glorious. Yeah. Microsoft is green, SPY negative flow. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing bullish flow in the options, but it's not big enough where I'm like stomping the ground here. I will say we look for downside too much in this move up. What do you mean? Like right now? Or like in the past 2 weeks? Someone just bought 20 million of Microsoft calls. Heck yeah, man. VX new low a day. VIX is still dropping. Come on, move it. Why is it not scrolling? 5695. What's the main higher low formed around 5100? Well, once we got up to that area, absolutely. But that big resistance for the past week or so, that's where we have to determine, are we going to break out again, or is that going to retrace? So once we hit that resistance, you have to turn it back a little bit and figure out. But yeah, I see your point. Top wick. All right. So another top wick in this area, but they still have that liquidity of 5,700. So same concept. If I need to do any kind of downside, it has to be confirmed. Other than that, let's see what happens here at this resistance. We have a lot of liquidity up high. Not a lot of momentum either way. At least not as much as we've been seeing. I've seen a couple of reports quoting Bloomberg that China has quietly exempted 40 billion of U.S. imports from tariffs. Interesting. Interesting. So did they cave? If this bottom wick off the 15-minute range high, I would look to go long. So Spot Gamma just posted right after non-farm payroll. We see a lot of put selling. It's a distinctly different flow from call buying. If this bottom wick off the 15-minute range holds, I will look to go long. Yeah. At least temporarily, yep. 100%. Account recommendation. I keep the same value in my futures account, so whenever it grows above my base balance, I transfer profits out. 80% of profits go to my individual account, where I do swing options because I have 4.3 APY and I've been putting 20% into my long-term holdings. I've accumulated SPY the last 2 months, but I should flip that script and go 80% long, 20% individual. I only did the other way for APY. I'm 29. Well, I mean, 29 is fantastic, man. It's absolutely fantastic. Especially with the questions you're asking. I do the same thing. So I keep my day trading account at the same balance. I don't let it grow. Anything beyond that, I cut it, go somewhere else. So now, in terms of that, the long-term port, that's up to you. I mean, being so young, it doesn't really matter. You know, it doesn't matter if you're too early on a buy or whatever. So you're not going to hurt one way or the other. It depends on what your performance is on the swing account. If your swing account is performing well, then right now I'd probably stick to 80% swing and 20% long. If you're not having good performance, then just keep it in the long. That's really up to you and your system. Another bottom wick, 56.94. And they're pimping up against this thing, man. They're going to launch it. Absorb this. I'd say 57.10 likely. And we'll go from there. This definitely looks like absorption here with these bottom wicks and grinding into this upper range. Grab that 700. You seem to mostly scalp. Not really. This style of trading that I do is mostly day trading, which is, I guess, splitting hairs. My intent every time I check a trade, which is one of the reasons I trade so little, is because I'm trying to get in a trade that I can hold for hours, maybe the entire day. And if it turns into a scalp because of a failed breakdown, then that's okay too. So I'm not really looking to scalp 5-6 points at a time. To me, a 30-point trade on NASDAQ is is just not that crazy. It's not that good. If I get in a trade, I'm trying to get 50, 100, 200 points on NASDAQ, 20, 30, 40 points on ES, if possible. Obviously, that's the goal. That's not always going to happen. So we just put in a new high, a new pre-market high there, 5,700. We just ate that last liquidity. Thanks for getting granular with the candlestick reading. Top, bottom, wicks, value. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. 15 minutes going nice and bullish here. Nothing but green on the 5 since that bottom wick, that high volume bottom wick at 950. It's been slow and grindy, but definitely directional. There we go. 5702 blast. They just absorbed that final liquidity. 5710 next. Going green. Jeff Bezos will sell 25 million shares of Amazon, valued of about $5 billion. Did you long the overnight high breakout? The fluctuation there at 56.89, this is the absorption, is where I elected to get in. I got in long, or got in late, I should say. The retest. Interesting. 57.10. Nope. Nope. You're welcome, DB. Thanks, buddy. My indicators are I'm going silent, about to manipulate the market. Anytime I go silent, I'm usually reading something or trying to figure something out. I can only do one thing at a time with my brain. They are... Come on, load for me. They have now flipped positive delta on calls, so they began to buy calls all back. They're still selling puts here, so they went from negative 700 million of sold calls and are now positive 200 million calls, and sold 200 million over the puts here. So here's that final top wick to retest the 700 after the resistance. 57.05. I'm not chasing any red candles today until I see the 15-minute top wick. I still don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility to touch the non-farm payroll low by the end of the day. But you have to see the sign. That's just my theory. My theory. 56.95. 10-point drop. Here's the retest, bottom wick. Are we going down or up? We're going up right now. They're bottom wicking everything. They're bottom wicking everything. There's another retest of the high. Let's see, we're finally through the first hour, so right here. So the 57.03, that is the 1 hour high. We have the 30-minute low, 1 hour high, and now we're projecting off of it. So we just formed the range right there. Just so happened we have the red candle right as the 1 hour range sets. Now we can begin to exploit them. Appreciate that. Seeing some people grow day trading accounts made me think I should just let my futures account grow in the size up positioning too. When my wife and I had a talk, I've been performing better than ever. Now that I stopped trying to turn my trading into primary source of income. I've accepted the business will always beat trading long term unless I'm a multi-min or swinging 20 NASDAQs like nothing. Well, that day can come, but you've got to let it grow organically. You've got to get to the, and one day I'll turn up my sizing too, but you have to realize I'm relatively new to this size of account. It's only been 5 years now since I've been dealing with this type of money. And it takes me a long time. I mean, I've tried to turn it up, and every time I do, I get whacked down. So I recommend doing the same. Of course, you know, everyone's different. Some people can play with big exposure a lot more cleanly, but I can't. So I recommend just kind of turning things up a little bit at a time. Oh, nice. Okay. Turn everything a little bit up at a time. You know what's crazy about construction? Is that all the vendors and contractors that pull up, they just think it's okay to whip it out and pee right in the middle of my driveway. My security cameras have caught so much wiener I could start an OnlyFans account just by that alone. It's like, come on, man. It is gross. It is gross. I'd develop $100 million in real estate. Really? I can tell you sort of make you crazy. Yeah. Weenies of construction make about $1 million per month. Let's do it. No porta potties. I actually don't have a porta potty now. Not at the property. But would you let them in to use your bathroom? I don't have, like, it's a construction site. I don't have a bathroom. I mean, I don't mind them doing it, but like in the trees or something, not in the middle of the driveway. That statement was not on the bingo card. Yeah, definitely. Do you trade futures and options at the same time or focus on one? I usually focus on one or the other given the circumstance. In a very volatile situation, I trade options. When the market is not so volatile, I usually kind of go back to futures. I use options as they're intended by explosive gamma movement. If I'm going to trade options, the juice has to be worth the squeeze, which means volatility. I work at the sawmill. That's what we all do. I love it. Was that a metaphor? That was not a metaphor, unfortunately. How many Apex or Top Step accounts do you have? I like the idea of multiple accounts and not having... I don't have any Apex. I have one Top Step. As long as you're not crossing screens or touching tips. Little tummy sticks. No bueno. All right, so we have a 5-minute bottom wick and then a red. We have a 15-minute red here overall. Coming back down. If we take out the prior low, obviously we'll look to just play the range. Right now we're just in a range day on the hourly. So if they come back down and take out 56.94 and hold, we'll look to play down the low of the day. It's just a normal range movement. Five, 6, 5. Am I already out? Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. I lost service in the middle of your response, but based on everyone replies, I agree. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Size it up slowly. That was my summary. Size it up slowly. Am I in a position? I'm currently not. Currently not in a position. They're still holding the prior low, or I'm sorry, yeah, the prior resistance, SR. Oh, man. Five, 7, 0, 0. Very tight here. We've been back and forth now for about a half hour. Not a lot going on. Do you have any opinion of the OI of Zero's SPX options chain? I've been noticing that on the days that they're massively stacked on one side, the corresponding move is inevitable. Well, the skew applies. The skew applies to options. The skew applies to liquidity. So if you can identify a massive skew in the market, then 100%, definitely play to it. Play to it. It's very important to monitor those types of behaviors. I need to work on my mental game, discipline. I know I'd trade better after 9, 9:30, but FOMO gets me, I think. I did well. I'm feeling the market only gets slapped. Well, you know, become a student of the system, of your own system, and become a student of the markets. Like I said, you know, sitting here just watching candles slack-jawed is not really doing yourself any service. So get into the data analytics of this. create a custom spreadsheet. I think it's fun. I'm a geek like that. I like open up a spreadsheet, create all the columns, customize it however you want, and just track your data, everything that we talk about, and notate where you perform the best, where you perform the worst at, whether it be price, time, day, day of the month, all that kind of stuff. It'll help you in the long run. Red candle still. All right. Still coming off just a little bit here, but they still have to close the overall area. Is it time to DCA into long-term stuff? I don't know. I'm still kind of grinding here. Chickened out of trades 2 times today for a small win of oversizing, which I know are huge. Can't help myself. Yep. Oversizing will there's very few times that oversizing actually leads to a positive outcome. So I don't recommend it. Either it gives you a big loss or it does that. It gets you out of the trade too quick because you're terrified. So don't do it. The only time oversizing works well is you take a massive trade that's too big and it happens to instantly go your way in a very large manner. That's it. Do I still see 4,300 this year? Do I foresee it? I don't know. It could happen. It's a possibility. This market's put on the biggest reversal I've ever seen. So in the past month, it's kind of weird, man. And I don't want this to spur a political debate, but I'm going to make this comment. It's weird for me that I have to gauge both sides of the coin because on one hand, I think the market has to undo a lot of what happened the past 4 years, liquidity-wise. It's got to feel a little pain after the rally that we did. On the other hand, I don't think all the policies that are being implemented are going to be as bad as everyone's screaming that they're going to be, and I think it's going to be a lot of positive upside for the market. So, which one wins? I don't know. What platform do you use for Top Step? I use Top Step X. Top Step X. Only F insider info. Yeah. Well, this is boring. It's going to be cold tomorrow. Interesting. It's hard to make the go down that much, but there's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on in Taiwan. Yep, that's the big thing that's not being talked about a lot, which is still on the docket, is China-Taiwan. Granted, I'm no longer in the top secret game, but last I heard, and last I was briefed, yeah. Well, it's 4,300 level you want to buy at. Do you mind sharing your analysis about that? Yeah, let's take a look. One, that massive amount of bookmap liquidity, which is no longer there. But if you go back and look at 4,300, right here, this is the baseline for all of 2023 lows. This whole block into this area was 4,300 in 2022. So I thought it was a good retest area. I don't think we'll see. I don't think we'll see coronavirus levels again without some sort of major political event, major global event. I don't think we'll see that again. Ever in our lifetime. However, I do think we'll see 4,300. I don't know how long it'll take. Obviously, everyone's super bullish again because of this massive bottom wick, and rightfully so. This is an incredibly large bottom wick on the monthly. You're welcome. The bigger names in the market have been very nice to trade. 100%, yeah. What's cold? For this time of year, 50 degrees, 55 is pretty cold. You know what's weird though? I went to Vail, the second week of March? The week before when I was home, we had a frost, and that's the last frost we've had. Usually we have a frost up until May. But it's been 70s and 80s since I went to Vail. It's crazy. It's like the warmest spring I've ever had. Once again, Al Gore, man. The guy was right. What can I say? Get your life jackets ready. No trade for me today. Missed a few entries, but is not looking to chase. Beautiful, says T. I like it. I like it. Have a good weekend. How's the homestead coming? It's coming along, man. We're about to put the garden, or about to plant all the plants in the garden in the next week. House is almost done, or we're ready. We're ready. Appreciate it. Some summers are hotter than others, and some summers are colder than others. Climate change. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is pretty boring price action. The VIX creeping up has my attention. Would you say you're looking to short the 15? It's possible. VIX is starting to creep back up, yeah. And like I said, I do think it's not outside the realm of possibility to play at a non-farm payroll lows. The option chain is not incredibly bullish. It's just right now there's not a lot of momentum. There's not a lot of oomph. It's Friday chop. The option chain now is still on the zero scale, is buying calls and selling puts very moderately. Long term, not so much. Oh man. You're up 100% on zeros. Nice. A little bit of red. A little bit of red. Can they hold under the 56.88? If they can get under, let's call it 85. If they can get under and hold 85, then and only then can we get back down to low of the day. Until then, they're just kind of absorbing. Would you say that your typical day trade is quicker than longer in terms of how long you stay in? 100%, yeah. Yeah. So my day trades normally are between 15 minutes to a number of hours. Rarely do I take a trade and I'm in and out in seconds. Rarely. I hate doing that. Another bottom wick, so they're still defending the 85. Long term, yeah. I mean, long term, I'm in for days, weeks, months. My swing trades. My normal trade is about 37 minutes. 37, 38, 40 minutes is when you average in all the times that I have a failed breakdown, stuff like that. Am I currently swinging anything? I am not currently swinging anything, no. A little 10-point bounce back up. When you were day trading stocks, it was the same time frame you held them? Yeah, just about. Yeah. Nothing's really materially changed since I was trading stocks and whatnot, just like exclusively trading stocks. Everything's still the same, just different mechanisms. Oh, man. Very boring. I'm going to give it a few more minutes here. We're going to call it. I got to mute it. I'll be back in a second. So, man, this is boring as crap, man. Where's the ES level to consider a short? For me, 57.10, 57.20 is where they'll dump it if it's going to happen right now. I mean, it could happen anywhere, obviously, but that's where I would kind of look to go if that's what it's going to happen. So maintain the same thesis as it's been doing all week, is that don't look for a short until we have a 15-minute top wick, lower lows, period. Because this slow, grindy stuff will whack you. Especially this Friday action. I take it easy on Fridays. Historically, I don't do well on Fridays, or at least as well as other places. Oh, man. Afternoon dump? Probably. Probably. But I won't be here for it. Oh, man. How many streams of income do I have? Oh, good question. Do I believe in multiple? I absolutely believe in multiple. Absolutely believe in multiple. So, yes, 100%. Keep it up. My objective for me and my advice to you is to get as many incomes as you can. Right now, I have 5 streams of income. I'm looking to start a 6th through a market garden, but I have 5 streams of income. Have you done or are you in rental properties? Yes, I do have rental properties. Yes, I have 5 rental properties. I had 6, but I sold one. All purchased before 2020. Do you see any use to Gaied's? I tried to track it. It doesn't give me any value. Not to say that you can't get value from it or someone else can. I personally don't get value from it, so I don't track it. You shared that Ronnie saved your life. How? Man, Ronnie saves everybody's life. Yeah, buddy. Ronnie taught me that life ain't nothing but a peanut. No, when I was 15, yeah, I was 15. I watched the unbelievable Ronnie Coleman documentary for the first time. And I was like, man, I'd love to be that big and strong. So it kind of really pushed me towards the fitness, working out, muscle mass, alpha male type of personality. So it just maybe it just shaped who I was today. Fantastic documentary. I mean, it's a bodybuilding documentary, so I mean, you may not like it. A lot of people don't like that kind of stuff, but funny enough, I was watching it again, a piece of it this morning. That's a complete documentary right there. Oh man, do they talk about steroid use in the documentary? Not in that one. That was before. Back in the 2000s, like that, they didn't talking about that stuff was taboo. Now it's very common and open to talk about that stuff. Back then, they didn't mention it. If you are in a future trade, how much room do you give your trade before you slide into your CL into profit? Well, it's not a dollar amount, Laner. It's about structure in the market. I tune my trailing stops and my stop losses based on the structure of the market. I don't want to be involved in liquidity sweeps, so I try to step my stuff beyond liquidity or in a way that gives my trade the chance to go profitable. So like right now, I'm not in a trade currently, but if I was in a long, I would set my stop beyond 56.85, below 56.85, because I want the market to have protection somewhere down there. I'm just looking at a couple of things here. This is slow. I'm not actively trading here, so if you have any questions, definitely let me know, man. I'm just taking care of some stuff. Wait on Euro close, yeah, buddy. I think 57.10, 57.20 most likely. The sellers have had the opportunity to roll it. It's just not going to happen. Not until we have a high volume top weight. Options flow right now. Let's take a look. Call buying, put selling on the zeros. There's absolutely no put buying here. It's all straight call buying. They have gone from 700 million of sold calls to 400 million of purchase calls. So that's a 1 billion net change in calls. So they are hammering the zero calls here. Where can you see the option flow? Well, you can sign up for a service like Spot Gamma. You can use the Tradietics bot that I offer for free for you all in the server. Go to the Tradietics bot channel and use any of the queries to get information that you want. In my opinion, we're about to have a massive green candle. I would probably say 10 to 15 point green candle. Yeah, definitely. Oh, man. All right. Can't afford the Spot Gamma Premium. Do you reckon it's worth the basic without the hero? If you like options analytics, absolutely. You're so funny. What's up, G? What did I say that was funny? I mean, I agree, but I wasn't trying to be funny. Pass my first eval account today. Nice NTG. When you're bored. Yeah, I am bored. This price action is garbage. My buddy's building a house and he asked me for all my subs. So I'm just compiling a list of all my subs. I got to send them real quick. Yeah, so if you enjoy Beluga, if you enjoy options analytics, if you want to learn more about options analytics, it's absolutely worth it because the founders notes, Brent's founders notes is fantastic. Only the good subs. Oh yeah, 100%. I've had the fortunate events where haven't had any bad subs. I've had a very good home building process. Not the guy that destroyed the concrete garage door. Yeah, but they made a mistake, but they made it right. That was the thing. They didn't give me any grief and no concerns. They just immediately made it right. So, I can't fault someone for making a mistake when they immediately make it right. So they did fantastic work otherwise. I have a question. When they say day traders shouldn't risk more than 1% of their portfolio size, is that for the day or for each trade? And if trading shares, would you only trade 1% in shares? If I'm trading shares, I risk a lot more than 1%. When I was scalping shares, I would use, one time I put on a $750,000 trade on Amazon shares on one single trade, on a day trade. So when I'm trading shares, I trade way more than 1% of my account. So that's really for options trade. And for me, 1%, that means 1% per trade. So I'm going to risk 1% of my account for that one specific trade. Now, you can also break that down further. Does that mean your stop is going to risk 1% of your portfolio, or is it the entire trade 1% of your portfolio? That really, I'll leave that up to you. Whatever your risk is, whatever you want to risk on the table, if things go completely wrong, what's your risk? That is up to you. Anywhere to get free gamma exposure levels? My Discord server. I post as much information as I can for free. Did I put a lightning rod on my roof? I did not, although I did put in a whole home, what's it called? Circuit breaker. And I've got 2 8-foot grounding rods in the ground too, which is code now, but yeah. My whole house is a freaking lightning rod. It's metal. What did your price per square foot come in at? 153 a square foot. And that's with a lot of luxury items. I went pretty much luxury on everything I could, just because of the savings. But that gets me a full smart home. I have Ethernet drops on every room, plus full internet, security cameras, all that stuff. I have audio and speakers ran throughout every single room in the house, so I could turn on music in every room. I've got, the full countertops, granite counter, everything. But I did all that because I was able to do so much work myself. And self-contracting the build too. You saved 20% off the top right there. That was, 200 grand right off the top there. Highly recommend self-contracting. Highly recommend. Everyone says don't do it. It's the most stressful thing you'll ever do. Yeah, you bunch of phonies. Stop being terrified of your own shadow. Take a risk. You're welcome, Kale. You're welcome, Kale. Hey, I was wrong. Red candles. You're a phony. Yeah. That's awesome. Here, Chicagoland, DCs are quoting. Yeah, that's why I elected to do my self-contract, is because they wanted, for my neck of the woods, 330, 320 a square foot. And I was like, you're out of your dang mind. I will live in a freaking tent before I pay 320 a square foot for someone to build a house. And they all did it very arrogantly. Like, you're not going to find anyone less than 310 a square foot. It's like, all right, bro. Go sniff your own farts. I'll do it myself. 30-minute top wick right here, going red. I was wrong. No trade for you today. Yeah. 56.86. Where are we going? Lower. 56.87. Holding the 56.85 mark, that's your ticket to go lower. 56.85, same as before. Same as before. They take that out, then and only then. Still going red, 56.85. That'll get your indication. I'm not taking another trade today. I'm out for the day. I'm about to wrap it up, and I don't want to get caught in a trade. So, but if they take out 56.85 and hold, come on down. I still think there's a possibility by the end of the day we could touch non-farm payroll low. So just be ready. I love doing my own building. Built a cedar sauna years ago. Saved a ton of money. Heck yeah, man. It's fun, too. Have a sense of pride. Trump did not mention the 51st date in the deal. Love it. I don't want the 51st date anyway. Get out of here. All right, I'm wrapping it up. Any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts? Next week is game time. Hoop! We have FOMC Wednesday. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no other catalyst to speak of. All mega cap earnings are done. Aside from some random tweets, we have FOMC on Wednesday. So, wrap it up. There's plenty of volatility to go around. Let's have some fun next week. Hope you have a great weekend. Hit me up with questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, I'll see you all bright and early Monday morning for another week of fantastic trading. Hope you have a good week. I'm out. See ya.